And hello again. This is now episode 8. In episode 7, we just explored this dungeon fully, got level 7, got some loot, and it was pretty cool. I died once due to being paralyzed while I was swimming, which I didn't know was a thing. That sucked, but at least I know that that happens now. So, for the first time, since we're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, I'm actually going to use the travel map. And we're still in Valenwood. So, I don't want to go back to the city we were just in. I want to go to a different one. Which one should I go to? Man, these names are not that creative. Or they're very similar to one another. Let's go to Glen Point. I don't know what Glen Point was. That name sounds super familiar. I feel like that must have been used in some other game or something. Take 4 days to travel here. The total distance is... I've never done this, the fast travel map yet before. Arrive by the 18th. Okay. And what does this do? Oh. I don't want that. I want to go to Glen Point, and then I guess just hit the horse and you travel. The village of Glen Point in Valenwood Province. The date is freed us. 18th of the Hearthfire, the year, blah blah blah. It took 4 days to reach your goal. A village held by Lord Legonis. Although wary from travel, you find the place seems to beckon for exploration. Oh, that's good to know. What time is it? It is 7. Oh, oh shit. What a time to fall in the moat. Now I'm soaked. Oh boy. Got something on my ass already. Inventory's full. Okay then. Guess I need to clear out my inventory somewhat. What the hell is that? Oh, it's a statue. I was like, what is that? I thought it was like a pot or something, like a cooking pot. Or a cauldron, whatever. Let's see if I could find an inn. Equipment store, it's probably closed, yeah. Equipment store, I'll just mark them on my map now that I know how to do that. Which I didn't mention, yeah, if you click on the door to certain buildings like Mages Guild, temples, inns, equipment stores, weapon stores, whatever, they get marked on your map. As if a NPC marked it on your map or whatever, so that's real handy. Though, it can easily start to clutter up your map if you just spam it everywhere and there's a bunch of places close together, so yeah. Just note that. And yes, you apparently can climb out of these moats, which is good to know. That's actually the Khajiit's bonus, apparently, is, or at least one of their bonuses, that they climb much faster, which is interesting. It's not... I don't think it's nearly as useful... I don't think it's nearly as useful as the swimming one, but still kind of cool. Yeah, night really sucks. Because there's nobody to ask for directions. The random encounters, yeah, they can be pretty dangerous. Depending on your level. Mage's Guild? I wonder if the Mage's Guild is closed, too. I'm guessing it is. Yeah. Now, it's always a challenge to find an inn in the city when you want it. Never a challenge when you don't want it, though. Oh, but let me tell you, having a light spell is probably one of the most useful spells in the game, finally. Here we go. Unfortunate Giants. Unfortunate Giants, that's a good name. Hello, barkeep. So apparently you can get drunk. Like, I was reading it. I don't know. Maybe it's bugged or something. I don't know. The wiki says you can. But I drank a lot and I didn't seem to get drunk, so I don't know. But it has a formula and everything, apparently, where your endurance affects how much you need to drink before you get drunk and something like that. Bretons have a higher tolerance, but the effects last longer or something. It's interesting. But speaking of which, I think I need a hard drink after that excursion. The gin and tonic. Gin and tonic. And some grog. And a little bit of white wine to wash it down. Got any rumors, buddy? Reported in some remote Somerset Shore villages by sources are dubious, so I could not vouch for the truth. Rumors work. By Mystria's curse, looking for work. Hey, what else? Well, if you want fame and fortune and an almost certain chance of being killed in a very unpleasant way, head up to the palace and talk to Lord Legonis. I'm being completely serious. If you're really tough, you can't lose. If you're really tough, you can't lose. Well, I'm level 7, so I will note that down mentally. Hopefully remember. Check it out. Maybe I won't start the main quest yet, but I'll see. Let's get a room. Let's get a suite. I want a nice place to rest. For today, after that long excursion. And what time is it? I want to rest 8 hours. Then cast shield again, even though I already did. Camp for another 4 hours. What time is it now? Early in the morning. Alright, let's get a little bit of gin and tonic early in the morning. And let us start some shopping. Shopping first or identifying first? Probably shopping first. Oh, another inn. White Dungeon. Interesting name. It's not the White Castle, though. Okay, I'm really curious to see what this crescent sort of shaped building is. I want to see that now. Is that the... I'm guessing that's the temple. Oh, get out of the way. Lamp post. Wow. Conclave of Truth. That is an interesting building shape. I like that. Note that down mentally if I ever do buildings in Daggerfall. Oh! I'm a little bit tipsy and a little bit wet bright and early in the morning. Guess you wouldn't want it any other way, huh? Alright, First equipment store, let us make a save, because I don't think I saved at all. Save 3. I don't even know how much money I have. Gold. Pretty good amount, 4,000. I got a bunch of shit to sell too. Wait, is that selling? Yeah, it's selling. Yeah, buckler, I don't need that. Dagger, don't need that. Saber, I don't need that. Honestly, don't think I need the short sword either, so screw it. I got sabers, why not? Can't use these, so I'll just sell them. Elven. Try and actually counter with the... Here. Dai katana. Be 40, buddy. Alright. Mace, that was a magical one. Alright. Let's see what he has in his stock. Garbage. Weapons. Garbage. Besides the stuff I gave him. Let me actually buy a replacement short bow. Just because I know that other one is pretty fucked up. Let's see if I actually sold the right one or not. I didn't. God damn it. Okay, so sell the short bow. They actually do care about condition, which is cool. Yeah. Give me a short bow. I'm just gonna get rid of the spare saber too, because literally my inventory is kind of fucked. So I'll sell the other saber. Inventory's not so much fucked, but I didn't know that there was like a limit. Alright. Let's see what's magical and what is not. Silver dagger, so broadsword, mace. Yeah. Broadsword and mace, and then all the other stuff. Alright, so let me save real quick. Should have tried to steal too, but not much to steal anyway. 4. Alright, broadsword. Wow. That's probably a lifesteal one, I'm gonna guess. You know what? I'm going to note some of these prices, try to note some of these prices down on my calculator. Yeah, I mean, I can't use the broadsword, so there's no point of me having it. So I'm gonna sell it. No. I don't want to sell it just for that. Just say 4,100. 4,150. 4,100 again. 4,100. Yeah, that's good enough. Alright, so what was the mace? The mace. It's probably a mace of like fire resistance or some crap. Let's accept that. Now let's see what he identified them as. Whoops. Yeah, I figured. Elven mace and a broadsword of lifesteal. Yeah. I should have noted that down better, but it's not a big deal. I'll find so many other things. It's nothing I'm too concerned about. But I'm going to probably identify the other ones, because I can actually use them potentially, so let's try the other ones now. So, Crystal, 843, Reject, Bracers. Well, I don't know, I really shouldn't even bother with these ones, because I pretty much know, that it's like a 40% loss or base cost, whatever, for identify or for magic items like this. So, yeah, I don't really need to do this. Holy crap, that is a... I'm gonna guess that's like a... either an ebony or an adamantium belt. Or something. That's definitely worth quite a bit. 93 for an amulet? That is probably like an elven amulet or some shit. How much gold do I have? Got quite a bit, so should be able to afford to identify everything. I mean, I could kind of cheat just because and see what that belt says. Yeah, that's like an... that might actually be an adamantium belt, but I'm gonna identify it anyway, because I don't like using items without identifying them first. Feels like cheating to me in a way. It's not really, but I get that feel. I'd rather... because I know in my metagaming sense it'd be like, oh yeah, I mean, I could see that it says this. It does this thing, so... but in my not metagaming mind, it's like, well, my character probably wouldn't know that. And really, it's a shame that this game and Daggerfall never implemented, like, cursed items that actually make that something that was worth considering. But I hope to make a mod for that soon enough, for Daggerfall at least. Okay. Calculator away. First, let's identify that potion. I probably won't even know, because I don't think it says, like, oh yeah. It's probably like a stamina potion or some crap. But hey, I'll take it. Let's identify this crystal. Bracers. Bracelet. Wait, really? An adamantium bracelet? It was only that much? What the hell? Jeez. Yeah, almost 2,000 to identify that, so that must be a adamantium. Or no, it's ebony. So I think I'm getting the materials confused here. But adamantium was the best, but I don't think it is. It's definitely not ebony, it's something else, I think. But, not sure. Yeah, so that was just an elven amulet, which I already had one. So what's adamantium +4 or -4, whatever. Yeah, but that's real nice. Those -3, so now I'll get some extra armor rating. And the ebony belt, way better than that. Damn, look at that. Look at that armor class. This is probably like worth 10,000 or 15,000 or some shit. At least if you buy it. Bracers of Sanctuary. I mean, Sanctuary's kind of broken, so it's like, eh. Wizard Lock. I don't even know if the lock spells work, so that's like just worth selling. I mean, it's not, as I said, it's probably not worth selling anymore, but, well, 60% is still 60%, so can't really complain about that. Well, how much gold did I spend? Probably, yeah, I still got a pretty good amount. Let's see if he has any, no, not Spellmaker. Let's see if he has any interesting magic items. Ring of, I forgot, can't check. Crystal of Shielding. Mark of Light. Elven Torque. Well, I don't have a torque yet, so... Crystal of Shielding. I'm not gonna spend all my money on that. As a caster. That's not something I'm interested in doing there. Even the Elven Torque is like... eh. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy that either. Mark Sanctuary, no. Mark of Light, probably kind of handy, but not that handy. Nah. So let's buy some more potions. Buy like 20 potions of healing. 700. No, apparently not. 50? How about that? 50. 750. 750. Yeah, that'll work. I didn't get any diseases or anything, so... I'll get some more restore power. About 30. See how low I could get this. 500? Probably not. 650. Yeah. Not bad. What other potions? I'll honestly buy a few reaction, I guess. Even though, in that case, paralysis just killed me, like, instantly. I couldn't really do anything against that or about that, so... And let's take a look at the Spellmaker. Again, for anything else that might be worth doing. So regenerate's cool, but it's probably not worth too much, unfortunately. Right now, at least. Even then, it's like, eh. Let's make a cheaper light spell. Yeah. Let's call this lesser light. Kind of gonna screw up my naming order, I guess, but oh well. That's the one thing that sucks about naming your stuff like that, is that then if you like want to put one, then you gotta change the others, sort of, I guess. Maybe I don't have to though. Let's do that. Oh, come on, man. There, jeez. That's a much more affordable light. Even though I'm probably going to use the other one as well. It's just when I want light without having to spend all my mana, probably a good idea to have that. And it's probably a good idea to have an open. Damn. It's honestly like pretty damn expensive. It'll get cheaper, I guess, but shit. What, if you're level 10, you'll only get 10%? So it's like... Yeah, it's probably better in this case to just do the higher magnitude, or base chance, whatever. Chance of opening... Chance of magically opening a locked door. Chance to increase 1% for one level. Alright. I'll make this like B3. Open up. Probably not even really worth having, but eh. Anything else? I know there's more things, but at this exact moment, not really. As I expected, I'm mostly using like one spell, or not one spell, like 2-3 spells. Sometimes 4. Do I have free action? I feel like I probably made that. Let's check. Decurse, shield. Doesn't look like I made a free action. Well, I should probably do that. Where would that be under? Or maybe free action is just cure paralysis instead of like ignore it. That's what it looks like. And honestly, I'm probably never gonna use that. But let's see what the let's see what cure paralysis or free action looks like. 40% chance, 37. Yeah, I'm probably never gonna use that because I'll just use the potion. It's like much cheaper and much more convenient. Yeah, because that's like the cure paralysis in Daggerfall, which is not efficient at all compared to free action, which is a different effect, which is way better. All right. Yeah, I guess that's good. Where'd I put grape? Oh. Got that 3. I'll put them both as 4 then. So it's probably at the bottom. Or not. Or yeah, it is. There we go. Yeah, I guess that's one way to do it. So now I've got a cheaper version. That's helpful. Open up. Even though I probably never will use that. It's too expensive. Alright, let's go to another equipment store. Let's go to another equipment store and sell the things that I was going to sell. Elven amulet. The one that I'm not wearing, at least. I do have an elven torque, so yeah. I didn't need to waste money on that, which I didn't. Elven belt. Don't need that anymore. Mithril bracelet. I don't need that anymore. Crystal wizard lock. Probably useless. 1200. I don't think we'll get that. No? Okay. 50. 50. I got to steal from the, try to steal from the mage, but oh well. Yep. Sell that. And then the other thing of Sanctuary, which might be useful, but from what I hear, it's bugged. Like, the enemies, they ignore you, sort of, but they'll still throw spells at you, which for some enemies is their most deadly thing anyway, so it's like, what is the purpose there? Endurance. Saber. Let's actually see what the adamantium bracelet is worth. Yeah, I don't know why that's not worth that much. Weird. But the ebony belt is probably like what? Yeah, it's worth a lot. So he probably would sell it for like, if he could. The mages would probably sell it for like over 10,000, I would think. I don't think there's anything else I want to sell right now. Adamantium bracelet, short bow. Probably need to repair some of my gear, or just buy new gear. Probably easier just to do that. But let's see if he's got anything of interest. Saber of Endurance. That seems like something I'd be interested in. Or maybe not. Maybe this mithril one. Probably the mithril one. Let's see if he's got any, like, armor first. No. No. Weapons. I'm not gonna carry both, because that's just obnoxious. But I do want more damage, obviously, so I think I'll buy the mithril one and see. Too bad I can't, you know, check it out beforehand. 100. Buy weapons. Okay, let's check. Yeah, that is quite... That is at least, yep, 3 points, min and max, higher. Pretty nice. But how does it look? Oh, it's white. Yeah, they changed the color. Well, maybe this is D&D colors or something, but... this is like iron, like the basic material is like blue, which is mithril in Daggerfall, but mithril in this game is white, which is kind of neat. It's very contrasting color compared to the other things. Somehow mithril is more like white than silver is. Alright, so we'll use the mithril saber and get rid of the old saber. Keep the... Honestly, I don't... Like, even if vampires are weak to it, I really don't think I'm going to be using that silver dagger much, so I'm just going to sell it too. Just wasting inventory spots. Wait, let's equip and unequip the buckler, just to make sure it's working. So, sell... Saber. Yes. And sell silver dagger. Yes. What else to sell? I don't think so. Nope. Am I all Gucci with that? Oh wait, I wanted to check my armor. Almost new, almost new, new, almost new, so it doesn't get too damaged. Apparently new, new, almost new, new, that's new, doesn't have durability or condition damage. Reaction, cure disease, I got plenty of that. Cold, shock, fire. Oh, it's probably a resist cold potion or something, I'm guessing. Store 55, 25, and yeah, looks pretty good to me. Alright, buddy. Successfully stole a dagger. Wow. Great. Now I waste more time selling it back. Stealing. Okay. So let me check. Possibly. That. No, not north, south. Let me check that other equipment store that I don't think I checked out yet. I don't really need anything besides potions from the Mages Guild. Not more from them, at least, so... I don't think I'm gonna go back there right now, because I don't have anything to identify. I'm not interested in any of their stuff. See if you got anything. Nope. Not there. Not there. I feel like I've been to this one already. least those look familiar, so... No. Pretty sure they're both basically the same. Alright, so... Let's start heading over to that palace, I guess. North of here. Ah! Rather mysterious figure called with a job doing a delivery. That was, yeah, whatever. Want to go to the palace. Same, yeah, it is. Which one is the palace? I'm guessing it's that one, maybe. East of here. Let me guess. Is it that? Going for the island of Glen Point, blah 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 blah. Yeah. See those guards look. They're pretty cool. I like how they appeared to have given a lot of these places unique guards, the regions at least, which is in the palaces, which is pretty cool. But anyway, I think this one has gone about 40 minutes, so I'm gonna end it here. And in the next one, we will likely talk to Lord, what's his name, Leg something, and see if he has a quest that I would be interested in doing, and maybe we'll do that. But thank you very much for watching as usual, and have a good one.